So you just got your Mark 7 GTI, and the stock performance is not bad, but it could be faster, a lot faster. Hey, what is going on, everybody? In this video, I want to talk about some of the first things you could do to your Mark 7 GTI right now to make it faster, louder, and just a overall better car than it already is. And although I say Mark 7 GTI, this also applies to all MQB cars as well. So that includes the Golf 1.8 TSI, the Golf R, the Audi A3, S3, TT, and the TTS. The first thing I would highly recommend is a tune. And this is why the MQB system is so beautiful. It is so easy to tune. Stage 1 tune, it doesn't need anything at all. You got to do is just bring it to your dealer and or whoever does your tuning, and they just flash it for whatever they charge for labor. So you don't need an intake, no downpipe, no nothing for a stage 1. APR stage 1 tune for the Mark 7 GTI is at 367 wheel torque and 291 wheel horsepower, and that's no intake, no downpipe, no anything, just ECU reflash. And another popular tune amongst MQB owners is a JB4, and the reason I put tune in quotations is because it's not really a tune. It's more of a piggyback plug and play that plugs into your engine sensors and does its mumbo jumbo and supposedly gives you 40 more horse and 40 more torque. And why someone would want to go with a JB4 rather than a full APR tune or hold off on tuning in general would be because JB4 is undetectable by dealerships, so it's not going to void your warranty, or you don't have to worry about being flagged TD1 for it. Now, there's nothing wrong with going with either. It's just that JB4 is cheaper, and some people like that peace of mind of not being flagged by TD1, and then eventually they go to like a full APR tune, stage 2 and IS38 and whatnot, versus some people just want to make power. So you can't go wrong with either. But overall, a tune is one of the first things that should be done to your MQB car, and you're just gonna get a lot more power easily, a lot more easy power. The second thing I would recommend getting done to your car is a downpipe. Whether it be catted or catless, anything is better than a stock downpipe, and you're gonna get a lot more noise and a lot more performance than any other mod, to be honest. It's kind of one of the best bang for your buck mods out there. And this kind of relates back to the first thing I mentioned, a tune, because a stage 2 tune requires a high flow downpipe minimum, and that's it. Still no intake, just a downpipe, and you're good to go for stage 2. The next mod I recommend is light wheels and better tires. I mean, do I really need to explain this one? The next thing I recommend is a turbo upgrade. Now, I'm not even talking about like a whole aftermarket big turbo kit or whatnot, because when you do that, you're gonna have to put a whole bunch of more work into your car, like injectors and such and whatever. I can't think of it right at the top of my head. No, instead I'm talking about turbos within the MQB family. For example, let's say you have a 1.8 Golf TSI. You could take the GTI's IS20 turbo and directly plug and play it into your TSI, and you're gonna make a whole lot more power. Or if you have a GTI, you can take the Golf R IS38 turbo and directly plug and play it into your TSI. I know a lot of people actually that put IS38s into their GTI, and they're just smoking everyone and everything. So these last two items, I guess you can do to your car, but they don't really do much for your car, and that is a cold air intake and a catback exhaust. Despite popular belief, these two things don't really increase performance for our cars, the MQB cars. They're more solely just for noise. The cold air intake, not really, doesn't really increase performance. I know a lot of people that have IS38s and they're kind of just still on the stock intake box with like an upgraded filter, but that's about it. And catback exhaust, I know a guy that for the longest didn't upgrade his catback, only a catless downpipe, and that was already pretty loud. So yeah, those two items, they don't really do much for performance. I mean, you can upgrade them. I mean, it might help your car breathe better, but it wouldn't really increase performance. They're really more just for noise. If you're not happy with like your downpipe and you want even more noise, I would say get a muffler delete. That would be way cheaper than paying like 600-700 bucks for an entire catback exhaust. And for the intake, a lot of people I know rock APR's carbon fiber intake or IE's carbon fiber intake. And me personally, I wouldn't pay that much for an intake if I know for a fact that it doesn't increase performance for our cars, or at least drastic noticeable performance. I mean, I just rock a K&N Typhoon intake, and the only reason I have it is because I got it as a gift. So I mean, I'm happy with it. I hear more turbo spool, and yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. And that about wraps up this video. I hope it has brought you some value or some new information that you didn't know about before. And if you're a new owner to a MQB car and you have questions, you can always comment them down below, and I'll try my best to answer them. And yeah, until next time.
A little boxes on the hillside, a little boxes made ticky-tacky, little boxes on the hillside, a little boxes all the same. There's a blue one and a pink one and a green one and a yellow one.